Okay, we're back. I'm going to talk to you guys while I drive through this horrific traffic in Miami about squatting. So we'll call this part 3 about squatting every day and some ideas and tips and things you should know about if that's the kind of endeavor you want to embark upon. It's not for everybody. There's a lot of people that do it. It's common in some weightlifting circles and powerlifting, and you see this guy Corey Gregory using it, some bodybuilding.com guy. Very cool what he's doing. It's very common by this one weightlifting coach named John Bros, who a lot of his athletes are literally shattering records with their squats. Now, in my interest, I'm not interested in competing in any type of weightlifting competition. I use weight training for getting healthier and stronger and as a supplement for strength in my own Silat and Kung Tao training. I believe firmly that you have to strength train if you are serious about your martial arts. You have endurance training, you have conditioning, and then you have raw power and strength. The three have to be trained exclusively. You can integrate them, but to get good at each one of them, you have to spend time at each one. Now, when I was younger, I used to run 3 miles a day. I was a lot skinnier. Some would say it's healthier, but I was noticing my joints were hurting more. I couldn't keep on any muscle, and I certainly didn't have the strength I have now. So as I got older, I realized that I needed to hit the weights a little bit. So in my late 20s, early 20s, late 20s, I began with kettlebells. And I never did them to the point of wanting to bulk up or wanting to look like a bodybuilder. I never cared about what it looked like. I always cared about what I could do with my body in terms of martial arts. So I always used kettlebells to do movements connected to my Silat. And as I got stronger, I started getting more into a heavier kettlebell, sandbags and things like that. And then later in my late 20s, and then I started getting a little bit more into weightlifting, but again, I never took it too serious because I never had a coach. I didn't really know what I was doing. I read some books and whatnot. And it wasn't until, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, I began to really research strength training. I had wished now that I had gotten into strength training in my teens because I realized how valuable it is. Some of the principles in strength training were similar to the things I saw in martial arts, particularly the conditioning, and similar to some of the things I've seen in yoga in terms of the breath work and qigong. What I found is that when you train with a heavy weight, like a barbell or a trap bar or a heavy kettlebell, you are increasing your testosterone levels, and you're increasing also the growth hormone when you're healing. So when you understand this, you begin to realize that if you train smart, you train correctly, you set up the hormone profile for your body that you need, especially as you age. So you age with more energy, you age youthfully, you age gracefully. And like I said, I combine it with my martial arts. In Pencak Silat and Kung Tao, there's a lot of things that are done similar to Tai Chi, where, in fact, we jokingly say go slower than Tai Chi. So there's a lot of things where things are done very, very slow in low stances and low postures where you're squatting and you're holding that posture for a long, long time. And if you looked at it in terms of the powerlifting world, it's a lot like a pause squat for a long period of time. So to me, it made sense because a lot of the postures I was doing in Pencak Silat are similar to the structures of a sumo deadlift, a Jefferson deadlift, conventional deadlift, wide stance squat, narrow stance squat, trap bar squat. The mechanics are very, very similar. There's only so many ways to move the human body. And the art of Silat and Kung Tao have positions where it's necessary for you to get closer to the ground and understand how to use your body, your center of gravity, lower than your opponent. So, enough of that part. What I wanted to tell you is there's a tremendous value in training your squats. You don't have to do it every day. Some people are crazy, like myself, but you can certainly do it, at least once a week thoroughly. I would recommend at least 2 times a week thoroughly, where you squat a lot, with or without weight. You can also do it 4 or 5 times a week. One thing I would recommend is don't jump into it. So if you're going to start squatting more, first make sure you have good form, whether it's body weight squats or with weights. Second, start easy, start slow. Start 1 day a week, see how your body feels. Then add a second day, then add a third day, etc. And give yourself space. So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday and Wednesdays, or Mondays and Fridays. And then when you feel good enough, go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Take the weekend off. And then once you're strong enough, you could consider trying going every day for a week or a month or 100 days or whatever. I started week 11 yesterday, and I felt really good. Now I'm not going as heavy. I'm going lighter weight, higher reps, particularly more for my cardiovascular and endurance and hypertrophy. So that all my muscles get a nice full workout, and I have more endurance and explosiveness. One of the things I'm working is explosiveness in the movement, and that's done at a weight range of 65 to 70% of a 1 rep max. So again, I recommend you check out good strength coaches. There's plenty of them online. I have a personal strength coach that I go see every weekend, and he gives me guidance and stuff. And basically, it's good to have a mentor that can help you figure out how to squat and how to strength train. People say, well, you're only squatting every day, Santiago. You're gonna hurt your knees. You're gonna hurt your back. Well, look, that's my problem. That's not your problem. I can tell you this. I'm now in week 11 of squatting every day. My knees are stronger. My back is stronger. My metabolism is stronger. I just had an EKG yesterday with a doctor. My resting heart rate is 61. My blood pressure is 110 over 68. I don't know what to tell you. My doctor said my heart was like the heart of a baby. So, I don't run, and I only walk when I park my car farther away than normal just to get a little extra cardio every day. I never take the elevators in buildings. I always walk the stairs. So I stay as mobile as possible. But I can tell you this, before I started squatting every day, my blood pressure was higher and my resting heart rate was at about 70. So now it's at 61. So, to each their own. If you like squatting, go for it. If you don't like squatting and you like to have chicken legs, go for that too. Personally, I think the stronger your legs are, the stronger your ass is, the healthier your back is going to be, and the healthier your abdomen is going to be. Your core, everything is going to be starting from the ground up. I see a lot of guys in the gym that lift more than I do in terms of their upper body, but in their lower body, they only go to a quarter squat. They don't go all the way down, and they don't go below parallel, and their squat looks like shit. So if their squat looks like shit, the rest of their body has bad structure. So it doesn't really matter how big your bench press is if you have chicken legs. I do bench press. I only bench press maybe twice a week, 3 times a week sometimes. And I'll deadlift maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But basically, when you're exercising and you're training, if you're strength training, this is the rules that you want to follow, right? Do some mobility to warm up. Do some body weight exercises. Do your main lift. In this case, it's a squat. And then do 1 or 2 accessory movements with any kind of bodybuilding exercise or dumbbells or body weight exercise, okay? And do that exercise for like 10 to 15 reps 3 to 5 times. So you build an accessory movement is helping you bring up your weaknesses. In Westside Barbell, they call that the conjugate method. Okay, it's just basic idea of circuit training different parts of your body to build up the weak muscles that will improve your main lift or your main strength goal. For example, you want to bench press more? Fantastic. Do a lot of work on your shoulders and your back. Do a lot of work on your triceps. Do a lot of work on your legs. Because if you're really bench pressing, you're pushing from the ground up. It's not just a chest exercise. And if you want to squat more, work on your shoulders, your traps, work on your lats, work on your core, work on your hamstrings and your glutes. So those are accessory areas that you want to target. If you want to deadlift more, work on rowing, okay? Work on your triceps. Work on also pull-ups, lots of pull-ups. Work on your hamstrings and work on your squats. So they all help each other out. Anyhow, so have a mobility exercise that you do, then your main lift, some accessory movements, and then recovery. Your recovery can be static stretching, can be some type of qigong or breathing or tai chi or slow movement like dry land swimming, as Bruce Lee used to call it. And then have active recovery, which would be a mile walk or a 3-mile walk, shadow boxing with light weights, moving slowly, go up a flight of stairs or a few flight of stairs a couple times, go swimming. You know, active recovery is really, really, really important because it gets all the soreness out of your muscles. So people ask me, how do you squat every day? Well, I just go and I train and I squat every day. It depends on how I feel that day. I always hit a daily max. Each max may not be the same each day. Some days I may go really heavy, some days I don't go heavy. I always play between 80% of a 1 rep max and 60% of a 1 rep max. Anyhow, I hope that helps you. If you like this video, please click like. And if you like what I share with you, please subscribe. Bye-bye. Have a good one.